Dear fellow coders, welcome to One Little Coder. Do you ever use print or log between your code just to debug your code? So there is a debugger usually in all IDEs, but still a lot of people, including me, we usually add lines, something like print or echo between our code just to say, okay, what is happening in that particular function or class so that we can actually debug. And if you are doing that, please don't be guilty, because a lot of us do that. But if you want to make a slight improvement from that with the same workflow, so you're not going to actually use a debugger, you're going to still use print or log, but instead of that, if you want to add a different thing, and that is where Ice Cream is going to help you. Ice Cream is a Python package that tells you never use print to debug again, because the reason Ice Cream tells you that is Ice Cream actually gives you a couple of very good options. So Ice Cream is like print, or I should say the function IC is like print, but it is better than print. Why? Because it makes debugging a little more expressive and with more details. First of all, it actually prints both the expression and their value. So usually you get to see only the value, but here you can also see their variable name. And also it's faster to type. I don't know who came up with this advantage. I think probably they calculated how many characters it takes, but let's say that is also an advantage. And then the data structures are pretty printed, so not it doesn't look bad. And then the output syntax is highlighted. And then finally, if you do not give any argument, or we'll see in an example, IC can actually print the line number where this particular debugging or particular code is being executed. So that is quite important when you have a lot of files and then you're trying to do something. So let's quickly get started and then try to understand how to go about it. So the very first step is, I think you can actually see my VS Code. I've fired up my VS Code, in this case VS Code Insider, just because I'm making a Python tutorial. You can pick any code editor that you like. So what I've done is I've started my VS Code and created a new file called icecreamdemo.py, and then I've saved it. So, but the very first step is you have to install pip install ice cream, yeah, quiet please. So pip install ice cream. I think in my case pip install is already there, so it has anyways done it. So after you do that thing, so the way you call ice cream is from ice cream import IC. So IC is the function that we are going to use everywhere. So let's start with a very simple example like that, what they have given here. So what is the simple example? The simple example is you have a function called foo, like this. Let's say you have a function called foo, and that takes an argument and then it returns it. And you want to now, instead of adding a print statement, you want to just see what happens when you do IC. So you basically envelope the actual function or expression with IC. So save it, and then let's run it. Python 3 space demo, and then you can see here that it says IC. It's an output from IC, and then it says that foo of 1 2 3 is being passed, and then the output is 4 5 6. Now if I am going to say, let's say foo of 100, 100, save it, and then you can, when you run it, you can see 100 is the output. Let's say if I want to make a for loop out of it, for I in range of let's say 5 probably, and then colon, and then I do this thing, instead of 100 I'm going to put I, save it, and then if I, okay, let me just clear it for the sake of cleanliness, and then I'm going to just run the same thing again. If I run it, you can see that every time it says like I'm running foo of I, and then the output value is 333, 334, 335, so on. So basically what it does is it tells you what is happening there, and it also tells you what is the value. So what are you executing and what is actually the value. So now we just saw that we can use IC instead of print or log, and then that gives us more information or rich information. But what if you do not want to see the, let's say, value or the function that's executing, but you want to actually see the line number or like where it is being executed? So to just demonstrate that, let's create a small function. I'll call it first, and then I'll say first is going to call my let me call my first, and then within that I'm going to call my foo, and then my first is going to take an argument. I should probably call it a, and then foo a, probably foo 10 of a. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to call first. So let's first check whether this code executes fine, and then when I run it, you can see that the code executes. Only thing is probably it didn't print anything. So let's say print, and then you can see, oh, it's none. So first is calling this, and foo is returning. Okay. Okay. X is equal to, and return X. You can see certain numbers are getting printed. So now assume that you want to, like, this is how your function looks like, but you want to see which one gets executed. So if you use IC without any argument inside, so what IC actually does is it's going to give you a few information that you would love to see. Let's run this and I'll show you. So when you run this thing, what do you actually see? So what you see is for every execution, it's telling which line of the code is getting executed, the timestamp, and like which function. So this is from the main module, and this is from the function first, and this is from function foo. So like this, you can actually see where it is being executed. So imagine like you have an if condition, and then based on the if condition, you're going to call either this function or the other function. This is going to be quite helpful in understanding the workflow or the flow of your code. And this is all again, like the crude way. Instead of using a debugger, you can actually get this information with just 4 keystroke, which is like IC. So this is what they're calling as inspective execution. So you can understand the order in which it's being executed. So all other things that you can check with this thing. So this is quite helpful, either if you have a single file, or if you have a bunch of files, and then still you want to know from which file this is being sourced and where this execution is happening. It's really helpful there. So the other thing that you should also know about IC, probably one other thing, and then we'll close this video, is that you can actually configure how you want this output to be. So there is a function called configure output, and in that you can say that I want this, and then say, for example, if I use configure output and then say one little coder demo, and if I keep it like this, save it, and then if I run this now, you can see for every statement it is saying that it is one little coder demo. It is saying one little coder demo. So this is like a prefix, and that prefix you can actually configure. So if you imagine, like, if you want to write this somewhere else, or like let's say instead of having a predefined function like a constant, if you want a variable there, like in this example that they've given. So if you actually want a timestamp, let's say Unix timestamp, so what we can simply do is you can create a function that will help you calculate Unix timestamp, and then that Unix timestamp is what you can write here. So here, as a prefix, instead of this you can say this, and then you can call it. If you call that, we need to import time. Okay, let's import time and save it and run it. If you see that before every execution, you can actually see the Unix timestamp. So basically you can see you can have a dynamic prefix, or you can have a static prefix, and then you can use it. And you can also use the output to go to a file instead of being seeing it on the output console. So you can like the way you usually do logging, you can use it that way also. So this has a lot of options. I would definitely encourage you to check out this repo. This video was supposed to be a small video, so where I introduce this ice cream package. This is a very nice package to you, and you can actually see how popular it is. The fact that this package or this library has around 4.7 thousand stars on GitHub repository means almost a huge chunk of developers have this habit of using print, and then something has come to help them or improve the way they use print, and people are thankful about it. So if you're thankful about it, please go to the repository and then start the repository, and also give a shout out to the developer. And one more call out before we finish up this video. Like I said, I would link this repository in the description. You can YouTube description. You can check it out. All the options that it has got. It has got a lot of options. One important thing is there are extensions available for other languages as well. So Rust is another language, R is another language, Java is another language. So if you are one of those users who do not use Python, but you code in, like, let's say Rust, or you are a Node.js programmer, or you are an R programmer, and you want to use IC for debugging or ice cream for debugging in your own language, then you have some extensions here available. So you should definitely check it out. Like, go to the bottom of the page that I'm going to link in the YouTube description, and then you can find it out. I strongly believe that this library is quite helpful. It is adding a dependency, but again, the gain is actually good. The output is cleaner, it's rich, and then you can see the advantages that it has got. So given this, IC seems to be a very nice alternative for print or log. I would like to know your opinion and thought in the comment section. If you have enjoyed this video, please give a thumbs up and also share it with your fellow coders. I would strongly encourage you to subscribe to this channel. That would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for listening to me. Stay safe. See you in the next video.